target, 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 target. Let go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of I Trade the Asian with your boy Professor Pippage, back in this bitch trying to get active on these charts. Let's go. We got Great Baby in the building. Special guest Great Baby in the building. What you doing, bro? What you doing?
What? Mommy said I didn't find it.
Mommy said you can't find what?
Yes.
The remote?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to have to give me a minute. Let me get active on these charts real quick. Get everything started, and we can do something over there with TV. Yeah. Just looking at the markets tonight. Currently took a little scout buy on AU.
Can I get some bubble gum?
It's in the car. Oh, it's in the bag in there.
Maybe it's in you.
No, go tell mommy to look in the gym bag and you can get some. It's in the gym bag. It's not up there. But yeah, currently in a little scout buy on GU. But overall, the market has definitely played out the way I had things outlined here. Got me in here sweating. Let's go. And get turned for the screen. These buys are extremely risky, simply because price action is bearish. What I did was use some experience to kind of get into the market tonight. What I seen was same thing like I kind of seen before. When price action creates that NY low and then automatically shoots up to that NY high, what I do that I've seen play out several times, draw fibs from the low and then from the low to the high, where price action broke structure looking left. And then wait for price action to pull back to that 382 or that 50% of that move into the highs. I've seen that play out several times, and that's what kind of insinuated these buys that I'm in tonight. Only looking to retest these New York highs. If it goes higher, it goes higher. I'm kind of expecting price action. We kind of just pulled back to the daily structural level that just sent us into the lows. We have retested that area and potentially could keep going bearish. That's why I said these scalp buys are really risky, but I'm expecting price action to retest these NY highs. If not, grab liquidity that's sitting above this little level right here before going back bearish, resuming bearish. I kind of was expecting price action to pull all the way back up here to the 7,500 level to fill this imbalance right here looking to the left. But if it don't, then it don't. Because we have already grabbed some, not a lot of liquidity. I think this little push right here was actually building even more liquidity to cause price action to push even further bearish. Because what we can see, once we crunch our price action and we look left, if we can see how many times price action has pushed into this level. We got 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, 5 taps so far. So that liquidity is definitely building below that level. I think we need to grab a little bit more from the top side first before melting. Overall, from the weekend analysis, we had price action when we opened up. Kind of expected it not to break this little support level we have right here because we kind of figured that price action will pull back for a deeper retracement and then start to melt like Tuesday, Wednesday, or it might just wait all the way, not Tuesday, start to melt like Wednesday or Thursday or throughout the week and continues into Friday. All right, so ultimately looking for price action to pull back deeper within this 4-hour resistance range where price action broke out from last week, came down, created the low. Price action opened up into the low area, and I think we're going to potentially pull all the way back up here. Ain't got no confirmations of that yet. We have tapped into that first level I was looking for price action to come to before shorting off, and you best believe your boy did catch these shorts from the top this morning. I did not hold it very long, but yeah, I did catch some pippage from right up in here on the 15-minute as we started to. I actually entered one position right here, and I entered another position as we started to come back bearish right here, and I held it down all the way to about right here, and then I got out the market. I got out the market because I had trailing stops. I didn't close the trade. It tapped my trailing stops, and I got out that way. All right, let me see what you got, little buddy. All right, you gotta sit back there and relax, okay? All right. But yeah, so currently in these buys over here, looking to see, small profit, looking only to scalp to back into the highs. What, bro? You gotta wait. It's gonna come on. Just looking for price action to retest these highs right here. Like I said, overall, this NY low to this NY high. This NY low to this NY high. Giving out secret sauce right here. NY low to the NY high. Wait for price action to retrace to that 382 or that 50. I mean, it's real kind of obvious. You mean, potentially, I wasn't at the charts at this time, so that's why I didn't try to take a buy right here. But as you can see, price action closed below that 382, so I would have been expecting it to come deeper, back into that 50 or even to the 618. At this point right now, what we've got is price action closed at that 50, so I'm taking the scalp buys back into the highs. The entry and the stop loss look like this. I bought as soon as we tapped into it. I did not wait for that candle to close. I should have, but I got it early simply because I have seen this play out several times. I got stops right up under the 618, I think, or at the 70. I think it's at the 618. Let me see. 945. 68, 945. Let me type that in. This is a counter trend trade, risk on 68, 945. But that's what we're looking at right now. If we start to stall at the 382, then, potentially take some off the table. If we break above and close above, and, trail the stops and let it keep running. Ultimately, price action is bearish, so it's very, very risky. But that's what I'm looking at for tonight. Only a retracement of the higher time frame trade is what I'm looking for. When you bump out to the 4 hour, or I can even go back to the daily, kind of show you the setup, the idea, the thought process. I kind of went over all this yesterday, but what I'm ultimately looking for is price action is bearish from the monthly, weekly, daily. We got the last lower high on the daily chart that gave you the low. What we got these past few weeks was price action creating the next potential lower high from this high right here. You got the high, the low, potential next lower high. We're looking for price action to push and create that next lower low. I have a diagram with this light white faint line in the background. You can kind of see it pushing up and the same thing is coming down. And then as we have created this support right here on the 4 hour chart, we're only looking for price action to retrace this big engulfment move right here, or this big impulsive move. Engulfment, impulsive, which one should it be? One of them two. We're looking for price action to correct this move right here. Looking for it to come back up into this imbalance area on the lower time frames, and then see if that's enough liquidity that it would potentially have grabbed to push us lower. When you blink the charts, you can kind of see price action starting to show signs of reversal. I don't think this is going to reverse and say we're going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. I just think this reversal right here is just a retracement of this impulsive move into the lows right here. When you click over to the 4 hour time frame, you can see the high that created this low, breaking structure looking left, resuming the bearish trend. You got news candle right here this morning. Yeah. So now we're just currently seeing if price action is going to actually retrace all the way back up here, or if it's going to melt through the support level from the higher time frames. On BTC, I'm salty with BTC because, well, not really salty because I made some money. But overall, I had a position at this 21,000 level, and I deleted it once, let me see, 21. I had a entry right at that level. All right, so I had an entry right here on Friday, and what happened was market was up here before market closed on Friday. I had a position at this 2100 level, and the broker that I use to try to trade this on does not allow trading over the weekends, and that is Henko Trade. The other broker that I use, Hugo's Way, they do allow trading on the weekend, so that's how I was able to make some money. But this was the position I ultimately wanted off the Henko Trade account. Price action was up here on Friday. I was waiting for it to tap into the level. I didn't know because Henko Trade brokerage was closed. If it was going to continue, if it was going to actually put me into the trade over the weekend because their brokerage was closed. But I was looking for this right here. I had stops at 23.50 based off of area I found over here. Stop loss at 20. Some people might think that's a huge stop loss. I think that's a huge stop loss, but for the setup that I was trying to use, I thought that was going to give me the gas to make it back up here. And as you can see, once the market opened on Sunday, as soon as I noticed that it didn't put me in the trade, I deleted the trade out the queue immediately because I saw where it wicked to where I thought I was going to get in there, and then it started to push bullish. I needed a close above this 1 hour resistance to say that this was going to confidently continue back up into this 2200 level where I was looking to take profit. Once price action opened on Sunday night, like I said, I got out and just walked away from it because I usually don't trade Bitcoin throughout the week. And as you can see, price action came right back to that white line where I had that entry at 21,000, and had I held it, I would have been in profit and potentially going up to retest this 2200 level. Like I said, I am kind of salty because that would have been a smashed up entry. Would have came nowhere near stops, and as we start to pull away from this level, potentially could have started trailing them stops back up in here or something like that, and just let the thing run and eat. But overall, probably gonna step away from Bitcoin until this weekend, until Friday and Saturday again, because I like the price action better at that time. Clicking over to GJ. GJ still funky. I took some buys right over here, right above this little red box level, red 15-minute chart resistance. They did not last long. I closed out immediately. As soon as we pushed up, created this candle without a wick, and then I saw this candle close, I was out. I was not interested. I was only looking for price action to retest these highs up here. And yeah, this candle closing without a wick, meaning that the next candle could produce a big bearish correction. Did not leave range for the next candle to continue. As you can see, this candle closes like some kind of weird doji type move. And yeah, I wasn't interested at that point because to me, in my eyes, this is somewhat equal to a loss of bullish strength. Now, I wasn't looking for no type of retracement. This was an impulse trade entry above the highs right over here. So that's why as soon as I started seeing these candles produce like this, I was out of there. And I have not been back to GJ for the rest of the week. That was on Sunday. That's the only trade I took on GJ. And as you can see, we still consolidating. We got consolidation identified from the higher time frames. We are building tons of liquidity above this 4 hour resistance. I don't know what it's going to take for this to move. We have had some news events take place and this still ain't moved. So I don't know. GJ is definitely scrapped for the next few weeks until we break out of this range. On the daily time frames, you look at it, you also can identify the range. Yep. We got price action creating a high, came back potential high or low, failed to break the high, and has not broken these lows right down here. So you got equal highs, equal lows, and just bouncing back and forth up and through here. I do have continuation sales below 161,600 level, but as you can see, we done broke through that level twice. This candle and that candle has broken through that level. I don't trust it, my friend. Continuation sales is a break and retest trade beneath this level. Yeah, at this point, it's stalling. Clicking over to GU. GU, I thought I had some good ass setups on GU last night. Not last night, but from the weekend analysis. As we can see, GU being fake and flawsy as it always is. Generally, after a huge drop like this, we will expect a retracement first before continuing bearish. As you can see, market opened on Sunday and it just continued to keep dropping. What I was looking for first was price action to retrace back into this 1 hour support, or expecting it to. If we were going to continue to go bearish from there, I would look for an entry somewhere around this 1.20 level. If not, I was kind of expecting it to pull back deeper to within a range or area where I identified from the higher time frames, daily, weekly. Ultimately, expecting it to continue to go bearish. I just wanted to see that retracement first. Price action potentially grab liquidity, retracement 50% of this impulse move from this high all the way down to this low, something like that before getting active to the downside. As we can see, price action came down, closed above structure on the 1 hour chart. So ultimately, this could be getting ready to start that retracement, but I need to see higher highs and higher lows first. All we see right now is a liquidity grab, engulfing candle looking left, and now price action is starting to resume back bearish. So if we start to break some of these lows looking over here on the left, then you can potentially expect price action to continue to come back down to this range right down in here. And then ultimately another level right below it at 1.114. NZD USD Was looking for the same thing on that one as well. Definitely waiting on some of these type of retracements. They ain't really happening for the most part, maybe. We came down here, grabbed the liquidity looking left. This could be enough to start sending us back bullish, but I want to wait and make sure this low right on over here doesn't get broken first. The low that sent you into the highs, this area right up in here where you got this blue box, I want to make sure that area doesn't get broken first, as price action is already trying to come back to it. Potentially, from that diagram that I had outlined, this price action here would have been the first push and the pullback failing to break the low. This would have been the second push. So we're looking for this price action, or I'm looking for this price action to stall above this area right here in the market and make sure we don't break these lows right here. At that point, I would be more willing to take buy back into this 1 hour resistance and then see what price action does from there. Overall, we are ultimately bearish, so you are counter trend taking that buy, risk on. So definitely be careful with that. USD JPY, thought I had some gas on UJ. Same thing, was looking for a retracement based off the weekend analysis, wasn't wanting price action to pull back first before pushing higher. As we can see, we just came out and continued somewhat bullish. We might have grabbed a little bit of liquidity looking left, and now we're coming back down. So if price action comes back down and stalls out at one of these two levels, at 134, about 800, 132, about 600, somewhere up in here, then I'll potentially be looking to take those buys from those areas. Simply because price action is overall bullish, making higher highs and higher lows. If this was the high we just broke, we came back. This is the higher low based off of the daily. This is the high that was produced based off of the daily. Potentially, this could be the higher low, the new higher low, and then the price action that's coming from it should produce a new higher high. But based off of this impulse move, I kind of want to see somewhat of a retracement first before continuing higher. It even definitely could pull all the way back down to here. If we take it from a fib perspective and draw it from the low to the current high that we have now, use a 50% fib, we have not even come close to a 50% retracement of this higher low that pushed you into the highs. So we definitely could expect some type of retracement on UJ. Now UJ does move funny. It could continue just to keep dropping, and at that point, could continue to keep pushing. Then at that point, you don't have any trades unless you take it from the break of the high. But at that point, you would be buying into resistance. So definitely want to see a deeper retracement on UJ to potentially take it higher. Looking at gold, gold all over the place. Coming from the weekend analysis, price action was already bearish. We wanted to see a retracement into this 1 hour support. We kind of have gotten that, and now we need to see price action start back to make lower lows and lower highs to take it back into this demand area. That pushed us into these highs. We got supply pushing into demand, retracement. So this ultimately could have been the 50% retracement right here, and now price action could potentially continue to resume bearish. But we got to see if this pull back into this 1 hour resistance right up in here is enough for it to build a resistance and then continue to go bearish. Then that's what it is. If not, I'm expecting it to come back up into this 170 or 1772 area, and then potentially try to sell from there. If not, if it closes above there, then potentially we could be switching to bullish. Not real confident in those buys though. If we were going to buy, I would like to catch it from somewhere down here, or let it break above here, retest this area, and then continue to go bullish. Not real infatuated with the buys on that. S&P, not too much anything, just currently bearish. Let's see. Based off the daily, let's see what we doing. The daily is bearish, okay? So we got a high, we got a low, because this area broke support looking left. Lower high, lower low. This area broke these lows. We came back to retest these highs. We kind of closed above, but ultimately could have just been a deeper retracement from, if you're counting this as the high, this is the low, retracement, lower high, new lower low. I think that's probably the better way to look at it, because as you can see, price action has continued to go bearish. So if you're marking this as your high, this as your low, that broke structure looking left, at the high, low, lower high, we breaking this structure from this high point down here. So at this point, this is your new lower low, potential lower high, gave you a new lower low. So this is your range. Price action has closed above that range, but ultimately we are still bearish. So on S&P 500, what we want to do is see if price action provides any type of retracement after this bearish impulsive move to the lows. If it provides some type of retracement, finds a resistance, then potentially sell from up there. Otherwise, just let it keep pushing, because you don't want to get clapped trying to continue to sell when it might be exhausted, and you don't want to get clapped trying to buy when it hasn't ultimately found a support to buy from. So looking over at NAS, if you watched the video from last night, I talked about this paper trade. Took a paper trade based off of price action being bullish, coming up, creating high, starting to break structure, looking left, close below support here, close below support here. Saw price action pull back, wasn't able to really break and close above this high right over here, creating this wick, and then saw it come back and retrace one more again, not breaking these highs or these highs. Once it started to make lower lows and lower highs on a lower time frame, hopped in for a short, and as you can see, this was from last week, I want to say Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. We just done melted ever since. So, yeah. That's how we rocking on NASDAQ. What I think is going to happen from here, we have pushed into a 4-hour support. So, I would definitely wait to see what type of reaction you get from this level. Right now, you don't really see a whole bunch of bullish confluence to say price action wants to go back bullish from here. So, we could keep leaking. Looking left, what you kind of can see is a consolidation area. So I would wait for price action to try to break out. Since we kind of established a little low point and a little high point right there, I would just simply draw a consolidation box around that area and then just try and wait and see which direction price action starts to make either higher highs and higher lows from outside of this box, or lower lows and lower highs. I don't trade NASDAQ every day, so there's potential that this setup and idea might not even play out. We might just leak. We might just leak from right here. But for me to get active, I want to see a break, a retest back to this consolidation area, and then push lower if that's what it wants to do. Or if we're going to go bullish, same scenario, push up out of there, retest, maintain above, and then retest the highs. So on both scenarios, I want to enter based off of the retracement, not the breakout. Based off of the retracement, not the breakout, because right now we ultimately in the middle of nowhere. Looking at the time frame from the daily to the daily time frame to the weekly, this was a high where price action was continue to make higher highs and higher lows within the market. This was the high. This was the higher low. We broke through this level with the new high way on over here. And since then, we kind of just have been really pushing bullish. I identify this as a new higher low simply because this price action here broke structure looking left. It found a support based off of this whole move. We found a support here and then pushed higher. When you look back in over here at these areas, you don't have price action breaking structure to the left. So that's why I don't really count that as a retracement. Even with this price action here, this is the base of the move that pushed into the highs. Price action stopped short of that. So this from this low to this high is considered all one move. And then from this high to this low is considered all one move. So you got the 1, 2, and the 3. What I see, let me see, what was I trying to point out? Yeah, price action is currently in the middle of this swing low to this swing high. So we definitely want to make sure if we're going to buy from right here that this support level is going to hold up, meaning that we potentially want to see liquidity grab from below this level first before trying to take buys. Otherwise, if you're trying to take buys, you could potentially have stops immediately hit, grab liquidity, and then resume back bullish. So ultimately, me taking buys from this area, very risky, or from down at this level, higher probability of price action playing out for you in a bullish manner. And then GBP odd, nothing. Only kind of holding this for confluence. Oh, let's see, we done came back down, back to entry. Yeah. All right, so let's see, what time is it? 8:23. Okay. Stalling out at that 382. Let's see if it's a double bottom or what. What is it gonna do? I don't know. Because I definitely would have liked to see this retrace all the way back down before entering buys, but I don't think that's gonna happen during the Asian session. So these scalp buys might not hold up, which I'm okay with. It is what it is. Let me see. I had buys from over here this week on AU. that played out. Called him out on the live stream, targeting this NY high looking left. So we had quick pippage right there. Quick pippage right there, and then I had shorts from back in over here during the NY session. Original stops were way up there. We were targeting somewhere down here. I think I captured it right there. I hadn't had a bullish close while I was in the trade, so I think that's where I got out at. Yeah, and then last night, what did I take? I think I took buys last night. Yeah, it was buys last night and shorts this morning. So had some risky buys right over here. I think we caught the original buys from the bottom. Let me see. Nope, that ain't what I want. This is what I want. The original buys from the bottom on AU last night. So yeah, right after we closed above a 15-minute level, 15-minute chart. Yeah, so buys would have been somewhere like this. Not the best risk to reward and or setup. We was targeting this NY level first, and then ultimate targets was or TP2 was this London high, and then ultimate targets was backing up here. I closed out before I walked away from the computer because I was not trying to hold. I didn't really see the gas right with this price action here. You know, continue to say that we're gonna go big bullish. So I closed out before any of this retracement type deal. Like I said, didn't catch a whole bunch of pips here, but when you add up, you know, the other two trades plus this trade, and then I took shorts this morning. This is what I want, shorts. I had shorts from down here, and I had shorts from up here this morning during the NY session. We had stops right above, and then the stops for this other trade was right above as well. Crazy risk to reward, I know, but yeah, ultimately it worked out for me. This first position I got in from down here, once I saw price action coming back bearish, as soon as it pushed in the profits, I closed out of this trade. I think it might have been 1 or 2 pips in profit, and I was out of there. It was enough to take me out of negative and enough to cover the commission. So that trade closed out, and then ultimately I just ran this one. And let me see, what the hell did I get out at? It was below, so somewhere like right up in here is where I got out. Something like that. So when you add up, you know, overall it's small pippage, but once you start to add up and see these consecutive wins in your terminal, you're like, okay, you know, I can take that. It ain't the best, you know, risk reward, the best scenarios, the best winning trades, but overall, had I followed my first mind, I would have called all this, because the way I had this trade set up initially is I had stops below here because I was expecting that liquidity grab, but because I knew I wasn't going to be at the charts, like I said, I closed everything once price action pushed up to here, right up to this level. And then, like I said, if I would left the original stops, then potentially could have had all the gas. I don't know if I put that original analysis in here. No. Yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, so I had the stops below the NY low, and then I was targeting all the way back up to where it pushed. But like I said, I got out before the deep retracement just because I knew I wasn't gonna be at the charts. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to adjust the stops or, you know, get out of the trade if price action pushed past where I wanted it to push. So like I said, I just hopped on out. Outside of that, you know, just sitting in these scalp buys right now, currently getting smacked. If we start to close below this wick right over here, we'll start to take close some positions. 69,118. So I call it an even 69,100. Give it a little room to breathe. Modify this. 69 even, or 69,100? Yeah. So we'll take this one out at 69,100. If it don't work out in our favor, retest those highs. If you want to keep tracking, then I'll let it keep tracking. What's up, buddy?
I just put a bell on my moon.
Okay.
You can turn this bail out and turn on football.
Okay, I appreciate you, big homie.
Okay, good night.
All right, good night, buddy. Love you. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so if we start breaking and closing below this low, then definitely I want to potentially be out because we could come back and correct all the way back down to where we took off from. And, you know, that's one of the scenarios that I'm kind of expecting. But seeing my first scenario line up perfectly for me, I hopped on in. So we're going to see how we hold up. Right now it's a little shaky. Miss Kimmy, what's going on? What you got going for tonight? Yeah. How you been holding up with Nas lately? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know you. I'll tell you something else that'll probably help you too. Is once you feel like you're doing good at predicting, well, that was one of the things I had to do was kind of go away from predicting. So what I did was draw up my zones, because what I found out was I was wanting to predict so much that as soon as price came to my level, no matter what it was doing, I was entering, depending on, you know, what I thought what it was going to do. So as price action came back down to this level, if I thought it was going to break, I was selling. I wouldn't wait to see if it was building a support or if it was going to continue or if it was going to go back bullish. As soon as it came down, like this candle work right here, as soon as it came down, I'd probably been taking shorts. But ultimately, this should be an area where you'd be taking profits at as price action pushed back down, looking left. And yeah, predicting is not bad, but you also got to be able to turn on that second switch in your mind and say, okay, well, this is my prediction of where I think price is going to go. Now I got to be patient enough to wait to see if it's going to take off and do what I needed to do once it's got to where I'm going, which is kind of contradictory to how I got in tonight. But, you know, like I said, once you see a setup so many times and you see it play out so many times, that's when your prediction comes in. You like, you know what? I didn't take it last time. I'm going to get in this time because I see it, and it looked the same exact way. So I think I've pointed out this trade idea before when we've been on a live session before. Price action making that low, making that high, breaking structure, looking left, looking for to retrace back to that 50%. Yeah. I hope these buys hold up so I can continue to, you know, take some more trades a little bit later. But for right now, yeah, just take a little small position, see how it play out. The market has been kind of funky lately. I had to really, you know, go back to a lot of my charts and delete everything. Well, I normally delete everything, but when I say delete everything, I mean like the psychology behind why I think the market was going. I had to like forget all that and then just start from scratch and just mark everybody based off of what I'm seeing now, because marking the zones the normal way I do, I'm still marking them the same way, but just, you know, the psychology behind getting in and getting out is just a little bit different just because I see the market being funny. One of the things I mean when I say that is usually when price action comes to a zone, like this black one right here in the background, once price action comes to a zone and we during the Asian session, I'm expecting that Asian session to not break through that zone just because that's what price action has done in the past. As you can see, that scenario / theory played out right here. We didn't break this low. We continued to went back bullish. We didn't go much bullish, but we still didn't break that low. Coming into last night, kind of the same theory. By the time we got to the Asian session, I'm expecting price action to not break this low. I am expecting to potentially grab liquidity during the London session, which you can kind of see it actually did during pre-London and then took off during the NY. But that's what price action has showed me, you know, earlier this year, during the springtime, during the summertime. Now, once we came to where we at now, like July, August, the Asian session has been breaking through these levels. So, you know, it's just one of those things you kind of have to pay attention to say, okay, well, based off of things I've seen in the past, you know, price action might not break through this level. But if it does, I need to be ready. And that's just kind of one of the things that, like I said, when I went back to delete everything and, you know, start fresh psychology on where I think price action is going on most of these charts, that's just one of the things that I've noticed here recently. But, yeah, it has been tough. I got cooked a lot last week. Last week, price action, especially on AU. This right here, it's kind of difficult to trade if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. In these cases and instances, what I saw was price action closed above resistance on a 1 hour time frame. So I'm expecting it to continue to go big bullish from here. But what I failed to realize is price action ultimately just now created, or was still trying to create the lower low before potentially creating the lower high to go back lower. So this from this high to this low is was breaking the structure looking left. So that's how I identified a high from up here and then the low being down here. And then ultimately right now, waiting for the retracement to see how deep it's going to come back before continue to drop again. So last week, the week before, I was able to catch these shorts from the top because I saw price action not being able to break the high. So I took shorts as the market opened last week. But outside of that, yeah, it was real funky. I think I caught shorts from over here too, down into this level. But that was the only trades. All this right here, I lost. All this right here, I lost. This price action up in here, I might have caught a loss. So it definitely has not been easy. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I don't like that. Do we break? Let me see. We pushing back. Yeah. So if it does come down, snag me out at 100, I'm okay with that. And then I don't know if I'll even hold that second position open all the way down to second stops because it could just keep leaking. Yeah. So that first position probably out. 15, 835. Alright, so let's kind of delete some of this stuff because we're getting a little crowded. We can delete. We can delete. We can delete. Still some liquidity right up under here, but I think for the most part, keep that. Projection had come up to here, retrace back into this level right up in here that we struggled to break above. Let me see. Support. Yeah, that whole level right there is funky. Yeah, it's basically a waiting game at this point. Let's see what happens. If we still going big bearish into 9 o'clock, then we know 9 o'clock is that retracement candle, the opening of the new 4-hour candle. The price action likes to resume back in the opposite direction. So I think I'll give it a little leadway all the way to about 9 o'clock. If we still big bearish, I'll probably close both of those positions and then just sit back and wait till later within the Asian session or potentially just not take another trade tonight. Try not to get back too much of the profits. Did I take out that first? No, close. What do you think is what do you think has been the most difficult to deal with so far? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who you go with? Surge? Okay. I ain't never heard of them, but yeah. What kind of rules they got? Okay. Yeah. You should want stop loss to be mandatory. I would do. I'm telling you, stop loss to say your account. I don't think even from the beginning when I didn't know what I was doing, I don't think I ever traded without a stop loss. I think I've always, whether it been too big or too small, I always had one in there. But yeah, that's good. You definitely wanna have them stop losses in there because that'd be a quick way to eat up your account. Yeah, I thought about doing one of them funded accounts, and every time I feel like I'm ready to hop in one, I feel like my trading going a different direction. My setup don't be coming as smooth as, and then from that point, when my setups ain't coming as smooth, then I'll be like, oh well, maybe I ain't ready for the funded account, and I just kind of back off of it till I get back right within the market. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hit one sooner or later. I just it was a whole bunch of them that flooded the market at one time, and yeah, I was not sure on which one to go with because it was a whole bunch of them. So I just kind of stayed out of that game for a minute. I said if I was able to smash up my account enough to where I didn't have to worry about those profits. I've seen several people lose those funded accounts simply because they didn't understand the rules, simply because they didn't know they had rules, simply because they just weren't ready for it yet. So I just wanted to make sure I avoided all that situation until I knew I had some gas within the market to potentially be the most successful I can be, because I ain't got time to be sending none of my coins to none of them brokers and then be losing on the second day. So yeah, but yeah, if you feel like you got some trade ideas that you find throughout the week, definitely drop them in the chart. I mean, in the chat. I definitely can peep them out for you if you want or need, before you get in or after you get in and just, see how it look. Stuff like that. Most definitely. I don't usually sit at the charts all day, but I definitely will monitor that group chat all day just because it comes to my phone and my computer, so make it real easy. Yeah, ain't too much of nothing going on right now. It's 8:30, so at this point we potentially could identify the Asian high and the low. Let's see what the 30-minute look like. Yeah, see this price action right here is funky. I don't like the way this setting up. I usually like to have a clean cut identified Asian high and Asian low. Just because when they this tight like this, there's a chance for both of them to get broken very easily. Price action to wick above the high and then come back down. Price action wick below the low and then continue to go bullish or continue to go bearish. But generally, when you see the lows and the highs that close together in the Asia range, that's generally what happens. So this is how we market for right now, and then based off of where the price action. Okay, let's see how this 15-minute candle closed. I might hop in another buy position if we fail to close below resistance right down here. I want to see what happens first though. We got 3 minutes before that happens. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutos. 3 minutos. See how the hour is holding up before we do that. We did wick the low. Trying to close below structure or below support. Let's see how I hold up. Let's see, 69 180 and 69 150. So between 150 and 180, we need to close above. Hold on 1 second for me. I'll be right back. Zoom still on here with the bullshit, huh? Come on, AU, show me something I need to see, baby. I'm trying to hold out and get to it. Let me see if she coming back. I run it back one more again. I don't plan on being here too much longer, but no meeting. Share screen. Yeah, for the people in the back. I was about to say I need to figure out, but yeah, I guess I just gotta upgrade. Yes, I think. Yeah. Coming up into that 9 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour. If I don't see what I need to see, I will get out. I need to see something though. Hey, you got to show me something for me to stay in, baby. Let me see what the entry was so I can get it back. 69, 167, 154. We'll take the worst one, 167. Okay. GU. UJ. Ain't nobody doing that right now than the Asian. Yeah. Close below. So I'll look for price action and try to retap all the way back to the top and then see if it leak again. I'm gonna highlight UJ because I like UJ for I want to see UJ about Wednesday night, Thursday night, because I do believe by that time we potentially could have made it back to the zone and then potentially see if we can catch buys. I do think there will be a bullish reaction from this level, but I don't know if it'll be substantial enough to continue to help us create higher highs. And then, what is this? Is it field? Yeah, go ahead and delete that field. We don't need that one. Yeah, so one of these two levels. Something like these. Go there and then go back higher. So we're gonna highlight UJ. I like UJ setup for this week. If we can grab it from one of these levels, continue to go bullish. GU, I don't know, man. I just don't trust GU enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put some money over there because them I think I just need to watch it more because at this point, okay, we done grab liquidity. We have shifted structure back to the other side. So ultimately, we need to wait for at least a 15-minute to shift back bullish and then potentially try to see if we can catch some buys. Scalp buys. Overall, price action market is bearish. I don't know if I want to keep GU queued up. I don't like gold. Maybe I do like gold. Let's see. If gold starts to pull away from this 1 hour support, or, well, shit, I don't know what it is now, but if gold starts to pull away from this level right here, 1746, in a bearish manner, then I will potentially try to catch a lower high, to catch it lower, or to take the market lower down to this level. But ultimately, I'm seeing the same thing on this as I saw on AU and GU. Push above, NY low, NY high, breaking structure looking left, retracing it back to that 38.2 or that 50%, and then potentially push higher. So if this is the setup that I get, price action pushing in here, then give me a double top, I definitely will look for that move there. Delete, and then take it like that. But if we also continue to just make lower lows and lower highs, I will catch one of these lower highs and then try to catch it back to the bottom. Don't trade gold enough to know for sure how it's going to react, but you can kind of see these little trend lines starting to form, / liquidity starting to build. So definitely, if you see price action break this little trend line on lower time frames, definitely potentially could get active. So pull down to here, retest, pull back, and then break. Something like that, if it continues to go short tonight. I think these scalp buys might be in trouble. We might be in trouble over here. It ain't done nothing I want to see. But so we'll have UJ queued up for the week, GU and then AU. Kind of iffy on GU, so I would like to, if don't find anything on GU, I'd like to try to smash in on gold, and then S&P and NAS already in the push phase at the moment, so definitely just want to let those push and then settle down a little bit before really getting active. GBP odd. This is showing AUD strength as we were pushing bearish, breaking through support. Oh, we didn't break the support on that. High, got a low, potential lower high. Trying to give you a lower low. Yeah, so this is the high, this is low, all one move. All one move, potential lower high. Pulling back to about 50% of this whole move. And then trying to go lower. Let's see, on the 1 hour. See how we racking. Yeah, definitely like that. All one move, retracement. This potentially could be a double bottom if we start breaking structural levels looking left. So definitely want to take shorts on GA, but if you see price action start breaking some of these levels, then definitely be careful taking them shorts. If we start breaking and closing above some of these levels, doing something like this, push above, come back, retest, stay above, push above, come back, retest, stay above. Then at that point, you potentially turning bullish for a deeper retracement or a break of that level, coming back into this ultimate level over here, double bottom, break above structure, continuation, back into the highs that sent you into the lows. So definitely could see that for GA. Right now, we need something to happen down here, whether we break through the lows or continue to go back and do this little bullish retracement move. I'm gonna take it from here. And then you can climb. You can say you got support right over here. So for the short scenario or continuation shorts, we need to get below this level, retest, and continue lower. Now, getting in won't be that easy, but this is the psychology behind seeing price action push, seeing if it comes back to this level and exhaust, and then potentially taking the shorts from down there. AU, what we gonna do, baby? Is we going bullish or we going bearish? What we gonna do? I think we going bearish. Let's see. Still nothing. 1 hour, not enough for the low. We kind of broke the low, but we didn't close below, so it's just a wick at this point. Come on. I need some bulls to step into the market, help me out. If price action does resume back bullish, but fails to break this Asian high, I'm closing everything right at that point, because potentially we're gonna go back down and sweep these lows. So yeah, if we get big bullish up to here and then it just flat lines, just straight stop, I'm getting out. Because I have seen that scenario play out too, to where it come back and retest this high, fail to break, and then just leak all the way back down. So we're gonna see. I'll probably be on here for a couple more minutes. You got any questions before I roll out? Or anything you want to kind of see like during the week that'll kind of that may help you out a little bit more as you kind of come to? Yeah, gold kind of in a world of its own, and as far as market structure, I still don't have a clear objective view as to which key levels or which zones gold like to respect the most. So when it comes to something like that, what I would do is definitely bump out to the higher time frames and just see what the most recent price action is. When I say the most recent price action with this structure, you got the high, you got the low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, potential new lower high that hasn't really broken the low yet. This is based off the daily chart. If you look at all this price action back over here, we kind of consolidating. We got equal highs, and we also got equal lows. So kind of ultimately stuck within a range, but current price action is creating a bearish trend. So based off of this alone, what I would do is identify the lower high that created the lower low. And then once I go down to my smaller time frames, I would kind of try to just pick levels. Looking left, price action is really, really choppy. So I would like to mark it off the weekly. Yeah, which we kind of already did. So this would be the daily high. I like it better based off of the candle formation on the weekly. So this is the daily high, daily low. When you come down, it looks a lot better off the weekly because, you know, you got more candles to kind of try to identify which one you definitely want to take it from. I'm taking all three of these as the high, then that's the low. So right now we've currently pulled back I want to say at least 50%. We have met that fib level objective, which is where most traders like to see the market after an impulsive move to the lows or the highs. They like to see price action pull back to the 50% and maintain that 50%. So, yeah. What I'm looking for now is, are we going to continue to go bearish? Do I get any type of retracement from this move here before going bearish, or do it just drop? So, when it comes to pairs that I don't trade often, I start off with that same thought process. I did go out to the weekly, to the daily, see which structures make sense as far as making lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, and then, you know, try to figure out from there. I probably wouldn't trade if it was something that, like any of the pairs that you don't see here, any other majors, like Euro USD, GBP NZD. I think that's a cross, but let me see, AU, EU, NU, GU, UJ. I think those are all the majors. Yeah. So if it was something I hadn't watched, I would identify it that way first. And then as I get down to the smaller time frames, if it lines up and makes sense with what I've identified coming from the higher time frames on down, then I would take a trade. I probably would demo it first just to see how well it holds up. But yeah. I like that. Keep pushing bullish. But this is currently rejecting right here. This is an hourly chart too, so it might keep going bearish. We don't know it just yet because it's in the middle of nowhere. AU, okay, AU, I see you doing a little something. Push up and come right back down. Funky. Okay, either way, I'll take that. You know, I need you to close a little bit stronger for me, but yeah. Let's see. At this point, we're in the middle of no man's land, so taking a trade from right here is definitely very risky. If you don't remember nothing else, you want to potentially try to get in from the top or closest to the bottom as possible. Any of this stuff in the middle like this, yeah, you bound to get clapped. I'm only taking it this way because I saw that setup. If I didn't see that setup, I probably wouldn't have been looking to do too much anything from here, just because you're just in the middle of the range. Price action made the high up here, made the low down there. Anything in the middle potentially, you know, doesn't necessarily give you enough volume, enough momentum to continue in the direction you think it's going to go in. But I don't know. We just got to wait and see, my friend. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'll give it a couple minutes. Let's see what ahead. So what else you got going on? What you do when you ain't trading? Miss Kimmy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Congratulations. Okay, yeah. I didn't thought you just had a youngin. I'm a, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. It's always a good time to start something, even if you don't really invest in it a whole bunch in the beginning. It's always a good time to learn because I wish I would have took it from that perspective when I first got in. See, when I got in, I was running with the hype man, and I don't think he was profitable yet, but he seen some people that was profitable, and I seen them making money, so I was like, oh hell yeah, let me in. So I didn't really do enough due diligence in the beginning. I thought I knew enough because of the people, how they were presenting it, the way that they showed me, the stuff that they showed me that I needed to learn. I learned that like in a week. I was like, I'm ready, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't nowhere near being enough. It was enough to kind of help me come to the charts and identify, like if I was watching somebody else show, it was enough to show me I knew what I could understand what they were saying based off of the jargon they were using. But outside of that, nah, wasn't nowhere near enough to come into the market and be completely successful over and over again. So it has definitely been a long 3 years trying to figure it out. I feel like I still learn stuff on a daily basis though. I don't think I think it'll be kind of tough to get to a position where you like just completely win trades every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's too many traders that have reached that level. I think there's plenty of traders who have figured out that if price action ain't in a certain zone they want to be in, they don't take as many trades, so they just sit back and wait. So that makes them have a higher winning percentage because they take less trades. They take more good trades that have a higher chance of playing out. But I don't think there's anybody who just come to the charts and just knock it out every day and just get active and everything go the way they said it was going to go. So it's just something to continue to work towards and see what you can learn day by day. That's why I try to come every day at the Asian so I can see if something's standing out, if something not looking good. The only thing I see right now is I keep getting waked out by the London session. So I'm trying to figure out how I can overcome that or set up better entries, better setups to where I don't keep happening. I usually base it off of the areas. I don't usually have a set risk to reward. Just because the market can do whatever it want. I try to just look at where it's coming from and try to figure out where it's going and then base it based off of that. Like this move up here, I was looking for it to push and stall out right into this 1 hour resistance that I had identified right here, and then I was gonna take shorts from that level because on the higher time frames, this was the level that broke you through the lows. So I was looking for it to retest and then short off. But yeah, I did catch some of the shorts, and this potentially right here could be a continuation short, but I think we might retest the highs one more time before we drop. I'm not 100% sure on that, so like I said, that's why I got very little risk on the table for this trade. Because if it don't work out, then I already know, hey, you probably should have waited to pull back a little bit more, or at least shift it to higher highs and higher lows on the 15-minute, 5-minute, something minute. Right now, we just doing a whole bunch of nothing. We're not even bullish on the 1 minute, so yeah. Break, retest. Let's see what that look like. Okay. Yeah. That's lining up too. To continue to go bearish. So, yeah. Well, I think that's probably about it for this one. I'll be on till about 11. I just won't be broadcasting. So if you come up with any questions or see anything you got a question about, definitely hit me in the group chat. I don't like this low. It's kind of funky. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right there because this ain't doing nothing. I think we probably going to end up hitting stops. Especially if we start closing behind this age or closing below this area I got marked Asian low. Right now we just wicking through it, so it's just one of them nerve-wracking times to mess with your stomach and your mind, potentially get you to close early, or potentially give you a sign to say, hey, this shit ain't going bullish. You better get out now. But either way, we got some tight stops, and we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, I'll probably be back on live probably on Thursday, because I have been noticing lately that price action has been giving me some excellent setups on Thursday. Like when I first started trading Thursday and Friday, hell no, I'm not trading on Thursday and Friday because ain't nothing gonna come. But here lately, the market has been setting up and been giving some cash value pips on Thursday and Friday. So I'll probably be back on them to stream again. But yeah, outside of that, I think that's all I got. I definitely appreciate you coming to join me. Yeah, if any other way I can help, definitely just let me know. All right, yeah, I'll catch up with you. Yep. All right, YouTube, you already know what it is. It's 9 o'clock. It's time to get up out that thing. Price action right now just smack me out of one of them positions. I think I'm going to go ahead and close this other one too, because I don't see no confirmations that say we're going to go where I want it to go. So, yeah, quick easy outs, lose a couple pennies. It was worth it if it would push to the highs and it would have played out. I mean, then it would have, been a nice little setup. But yeah, 68, 945. How many pips that is? On that stop loss. Let's see. 22 pips. So about $2.20 loss. If I remain to keep this open, I ain't too sure though. I want to see this 15-minute candle close. This 15-minute candle close, big bearish, below the lows, looking left, the immediate lows. Then I'll probably go ahead and close this other position as well and just wait to see what happens once it comes back down to the area it just broke out of, or even makes it all the way back down to where the move started from. But outside of that, that's all I got for this one. I'm going to holler at y'all, YouTube. I'm out of that thing. Peace.